Good morning, it's Talking Reds. My name's James Sutton. I'm here with Lizzi Doyle. We're going to be looking ahead to the Community Shield this weekend, but first, we've got some very, very good news, haven't we?
Yes, it's bloody wonderful news.
It is wonderful,
I have got a smile on my face.
And you really have?
Yeah.
The first female referee to referee the Super Cup is happening, and her name is Stephanie Frappart, and she refereed League One in France. She also took charge in the Women's World Cup final, and now her and a mostly female team are going to be doing the business.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I'm so happy with this news. It's about time. I remember, feels like about 10 years ago, I don't even know when it was, that Sean Massey was the lineswoman, wasn't it? And it was Liverpool, and you know what, she gave that boss decision, which they called offside. I think everyone else called offside, and she said it was onside. And when all the players were going mad, and everyone was going, "Oh, she's a woman. She doesn't know what she's talking about." Turns out she got the decision bang on. But the first woman referee to referee a man's game. It's good news, and like I said to you off air, no offence, like Phil Dar, but she's got to be fitter than him.
She's fitter than Phil.
Do you know
Dar.
what I mean? Like a referee, you can say what you want about the women's game and the men's game in terms of players being mixed up and all that. It's a whole different conversation, and one actually I don't think that you should be having on either side. But a referee is a referee. It's non-gender specific. It's someone who makes decisions on the game with the same skill set and with a fitness level to be able to keep up with the game. And you know what, this woman clearly has all of those skills.
She's worked her way up as well. She hasn't got it on merit. She hasn't got, for the record, she hasn't got this job because she's a woman. She's got it because she's the best person for this job, and she's worked really hard to get there.
Yeah.
And absolutely fours a female.
Up the birds. Up the birds.
Okay, so looking ahead to this weekend, it is only 2 days until Liverpool kick off in the Community Shield against Manchester City. Excited?
I am, I've been, before pre-season started, as I said, I was quite looking forward to this game. I've always said it might have a little bit of extra needle. This is the champions of England versus the champions of Europe, and I just think it's a bit of a, I don't know, it's a little bit of a Suarez elbow for the start of the season. This is our time to go, guess what, look, we're not messing around here. And, you know, it might not mean anything for the rest of the season. It probably won't. But wouldn't it be nice? And I think it's the precedent of, God, so by this time in 2 weeks, we could have 2 cups. We could have 2 cups in this time in 2 weeks. We could have the Community Shield and we can have the Super Cup, and we'll have beaten City and we'll have beaten Chelsea, which is always wonderful to do. But to get 2 cups under your belt, and people can say they mean this, they mean that. They don't mean anything, they do mean something. To have 2 cups going into a season. Absolutely. They've got a lot of games to play this year. Like, you look at those Christmas fixtures now with the Club World Cup thrown in there, and it's gonna be bloody hard. The squad is gonna be needed. The full squad is gonna be needed. But now I'm quite looking forward to it. I think it'll be a decent little game.
Yeah, I do. It's a funny one, isn't it? Because I think for me, it only the Community Shield only matters if you're playing in it. Nobody else cares. Yeah. Like, you know, for years, you know, we'd watch, you know, the Manchester United side would always be in it, or Chelsea or whatever. We just wouldn't even care. But now that you're in it and you're playing against, like you say, the champions of England. I mean, yes, neither team's going to have a full fit squad, a full available squad, but it's City and it's a trophy, and we're all looking to dick them, basically.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't quite going to use that scientific term. But if you want to, I can't even repeat it, James. No, it's fine. Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. And I think as well, it's quite nice to have a competitive pre-season game if you want to count it as one of those, because there is something to win at the end of it, and I do think both teams will be going out to win it. And
oh my goodness! I mean, Jordan Henderson came out and said, you know, it was really important to continue this winning mentality, you know, on the back of you know, our heroics in the Champions League, and you know, we've just won our last pre-season game, so we kind of want to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, we've got all of the lads back as well. We'll have Bobby Firmino's back, Mo Salah's back, Alisson's back. Like, you're going to see these lads play, and the thing is,
big hitters.
He's been without them all pre-season, which is really tough, and without Naby and Shaqiri, by the way, and Mane as well. But I think Mane only goes back into training on Monday.
Right.
After the Community Shield, so you won't see him feature because obviously the AFCON final was quite late on. But we haven't had a chance to see them playing pre-season, and they'll want to play. That's a good thing. The difference in that Lyon game, and I'm not bothered about pre-season results. It's about how you're playing. This is why I tried not to panic too much, because the second Mo Salah steps back into that side, you go, oh, right, that's how it's meant to be. That's how you're meant to play football. That's how you're meant to act in a forward three line.
But it affects the other players as well. You know, the young lads, anyone. If you're standing on a pitch and you look to one side and you've got Mo Salah, you look behind you, you've got Bobby Firmino. Instantly, you go, "Oh right, I'm on the team.
I'm all right now."
There's ballers all over the park.
What's interesting for me is, obviously, because I've just said this, Sadio Mane is not going to play. Who features in that front three? He'd done a press conference quite early on in the week before they went off to Evian, and I was having a little look at it at the start of the week. We'd done a Talking Reds on it, and he basically said, someone put the question to him about Salah and Firmino and Alisson, and he said, well, obviously I have to look at them first. So that indicates he's going to start them. He has to, like I say, he needs to get game time. He needs to get minutes in their legs ready for Norwich. But what I will say is, there's been a good couple of cases stated as to who goes alongside them. Now, the people have said they'd love to see Ryan Brewster thrown in.
We'd all love to see Ryan Brewster thrown in there.
I think you might see him feature. I just don't think you see him start.
No, he doesn't start.
I think Divock Origi's had a decent pre-season, and I think he'll probably look at putting him on the left, Firmino through the middle, Salah on the right, and then your midfield. I suppose you're back to your usual headache with the midfield. I don't know who he plays there.
It's a nice headache to have, though.
I think you'll see James Milner. I think Milner's obviously been here for the full pre-season. From Champion onwards. Henderson has missed out 2 games. He joined them in America.
Sharp.
Yeah, Wijnaldum, he joined them in America as well. Obviously, Naby and Shaqiri have only just got back, so I don't think you'll see them feature. I think you'll see Oxlade-Chamberlain come off the bench. I don't think you'll see Oxlade-Chamberlain start. I think you'll see a midfield three of like Fabinho, Milner, and then a Henderson or a Gini. Personally, I think that's what you're going to see, and I think you'll see him put out a full back five of Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk, and then that other one next to Van Dijk is up for debate whether that's Gomez or Matip. I think that indicates who he goes with for Norwich.
Yeah, exactly. But that position for me is really interesting all season long, because whoever is next to Virgil van Dijk is going to be world class. Do you know what I mean? He lifts that defence so much. Actually, I'm not concerned who's there. I mean, there's talk of Lovren leaving. Maybe, perhaps he won't be involved. But for me, it doesn't really matter who's next to Big Virg.
It'd be nice to see Joe Gomez, though. Do you not think? I mean, I like Matip, and I actually think there's a really steady argument for him to start.
I mean, Matip for me, I mean, one of our biggest improvements over the past 18 months. I mean, my God, he talk about a player grabbing his opportunity. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, for me, that's the pairing for me that I think should be starting. But if Gomez starts, I'm all about that.
I'm more than happy with Joe Gomez.
All about that. And on the subject of Manchester City, moving swiftly on, they have had their cage well and truly rattled already by Jürgen Klopp, coming out and talking about. Well, it was actually fairly innocuous. Actually, the conversation that was had. He was asked by a journalist about the spending powers and basically where Liverpool sit in terms of how much we can spend, how much other teams can spend, and he fairly innocently said, we can't spend as much as PSG, City, Barcelona and
Real Madrid.
I assume Real Madrid, which is true.
It's fact.
It's a fact. City didn't like that. Nah, they were furious. So their CEO or COO has hit back and said, I don't know why he's looking at other clubs, and that all big clubs spend if they see fit. Yeah, but nobody spends like you. You broke football.
Listen, they're the ones being investigated for financial fair play. So that's all I'm saying. PSG as well. These are all clubs that are being investigated because apparently they're not spending properly. Obviously, that's an ongoing conversation that we can't necessarily get into because we don't know all the details. But the thing is, they're a different machine, and that doesn't necessarily mean they are better. They're better on the pitch, but they've just had money ploughed into them, and success, money probably do come a bit hand in hand. Yeah. But we're a traditional club and we have money. We just and I don't want to sit here and be all humble Liverpool like, we did spend 75 million on Virgil van Dijk. We did spend 65 million or whatever it was on Alisson. We broke records. But the thing is, we don't spend recklessly. And the thing is, City have had to buy their success. At least Liverpool's always had the history and the weight behind it. And when it's looked like, you know, we've finished in 7th place and 8th place in the past, you can still attract it. You can still attract players with the name of Liverpool. You can attract players with the manager of Jürgen Klopp. You used to be able to attract it with, well, Steven Gerrard's in this side, come and play with one of the best midfielders of all time.
Well, look, now, you know, you look
Man City have had to buy their success, and I'm not actually slating it. Fair play to you, because you've won league titles. I'd love to win a league title, but I would like to do it Liverpool's way. I don't want to do it Man City's way.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a jealousy or whatever there, but I think the template that we've got at this football club with bringing through young players. If you're a young player, you know, look, Rhian Brewster, perfect example. I mean, look at Trent AlexanderArnold, local lad. You know, if you're young and you put the work in, you will get opportunities. Now, there's very few top 4 or 5 clubs that offer that level of trust.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's down to Jürgen Klopp as well, because I think before he come in, we didn't necessarily see that many youngsters sort of breaking through, and you've seen it with the signings of Sepp Vandenberg, who's 17, Harvey Elliott, who's 16.
It's about that balance, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to bring them through. He wants to make the most of it. What I will say about Man City is they've done really well in terms of what they have used the money for. Is they've bought a massive complex and they all train together, and that's what Liverpool are doing now. They couldn't be doing it at Kirkby. Melwood, as we've seen last night, officially being sold, by the way. So that's gone to a social housing company as well, by the way, which is great news. Affordable housing in an area, brilliant. And, you know, the likes of Bill Shankly, and that would have been dead proud of it. So, yeah, it's got a lot of history, but the club needs to move on. Melwood needs to move on.
Absolutely.
And it's going to what is actually quite a decent thing. But
you've got to compete.
On that point is that City don't just invest their money in big players and big wages. City, this is one thing I will absolutely compliment, is they've invested in an infrastructure for their club, and they put everyone under one roof. They've got the women's team, who, similar to the men's, they've bought in the players and they're one of the best. But, you know, fair play, they've got the likes of Steph Horton and stuff there, England captain. They basically have paid for really unbelievable facilities and for the young lads. And they do have kids coming through like that. You know, Zinchenko, who they signed, he was only a young lad, and he looks like he's going to be a great player. And Phil Foden has walked into loads of sides because City is so good. So City are doing that well, and I think Liverpool are not copying that model, but are using that model. And I think that's only a good thing, to put everyone under one roof and invest downwards up.
Absolutely.
But like I say, with City, they are going to keep spending big, and let them. Would it be nice if we spent big sometimes? Yeah, but is that just for our egos? Probably.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we do love a big signing.
Yeah, exactly. It's only for an ego. If we were going to sign someone big, you know, it's because Klopp needs it or wants it, and it's a sign that we're not panic buying and we're not throwing £80 million on a forward, because actually we've got the three of the best forwards in Europe, and actually those 3 forwards would be the star man in a team if they were to be split up, and we've got all 3 playing together. So it's sound.
It's sound. You heard it here first. Right, there is a sale going on the Anfield Wrap website. Put my teeth in. There is a sale on the Anfield Wrap website. Christ, that's a mouthful right now. There is up to 60% off on some lovely tees, all kinds of clobber.
Hoodies for the tenner.
Hoodies. You sound like you're in a market stall.
I am. Like, listen, I've seen that stock room.
So head to the AnfieldWrap.com/shop. And thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the Anfield Wrap YouTube channel, click the subscribe button just there and turn your notifications on, and you'll catch all the videos here. Thank you very much.